distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, right?
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and the spotlight is on Justin Herbert, your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Falcons and the 49ers, and it's coming up next.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And just think about what his ceiling in the NFL could be, because when you go back to his one collegiate season as a starter, the full season, he went undefeated, didn't throw an interception, and ran him for over 1,000 yards as well. When you see him hit the field, you see a possible superstar in the making.
Right out of the gates, Lance going to the air. And his first pass is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Lance. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And it will be Falcon football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And complete to Drake London. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Herbert now. And his This throw is going to be incomplete. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talked with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
Koo knocks this one through the post. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And space tough to come by there as he'll give maybe a yard to the 37. The numbers for McCaffrey last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, but definitely in top form and pitched a shutout as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
And this effort won't do it. He needed to get to the 45. He's a yard or 2 short. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down. But that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense, you can't score on them on defense. So to me, if you're going to play against them, you have to bring your best game and hope they throw a clunker in that day to give yourself a chance.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Personal foul.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
This pass is caught by London. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there at 22. Back to throw here, Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
This one left side caught by Gibson. Touchdown, Falcons! Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. A drive there in just 4 plays. And it concluded with the touchdown pass to Antonio Gibson. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shot at playoff football.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Arnold Ebiketie make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Taking it about the 36. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Into the hands of London. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And this is incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback who's going to touchdown. Drake London, 32 yards. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lance. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 45 on 2nd down, Lance. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Time to get another look at Drake London and the Falcons offense. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Another 1st down there as this one goes for 25. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Not the 1st down play they wanted by any stretch of the imagination. An absolutely huge loss on the sack. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to the Motor City to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Minnesota Vikings. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. We're just about set to get back to it. Both teams making their final adjustments, and we'll head back to Atlanta and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. We'll get another look at Drake London as this offense returns to the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy...
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Falcons. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. I mean, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They'll start by running the option to the right. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Koo for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing now is Lance. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, Martin, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Lance. Over the middle, and he's got Gray. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They run with McCaffrey off the option. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. The Lance going to throw. And that is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Herbert off of play action. Looking for Campbell downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Looking for Campbell downfield. They've got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Harris Campbell, 85 yards. And the Falcons get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one's turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's Lance to throw it. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. LaVisca Chenault, 51 yards. And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Lance. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And Lance now to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Back to throw here. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets into dropping for a loss of 4. Well, CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Algier. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyler Algier, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Falcons are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They'd done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Lance looking to throw it. And he's going to go down again. Grady Jarrett providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, call it 13 yards. Well, the Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run here with Algier. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On 2nd, here's Algier. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Coup now for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And that's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Fielded just inside the 30. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
They'll stick with Algier. winning team here, Charles. That's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep. So for the Falcons, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year, and they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.